Hello everybody, I'm Daryl Whitman and this is Destination WBF TV. Thank you for watching. In less than 2 weeks, me and my wife will be boarding a plane from Dallas headed to the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington. In Seattle, we will be boarding the fabulous Norwegian Encore for our very first trip to the great state of Alaska. This is a cruise we've been looking forward to for the last couple of years. Our last two attempts to cruise to Alaska were canceled due to the pandemic, but it looks like this time we're actually gonna make it. So in this video, I just wanted to share my thoughts on several aspects of this trip before we actually take the trip. You can call it kind of a prequel, if you will, but let's get started. The most important aspect of this cruise is that we'll be celebrating our anniversary on the cruise. 2 days in, we'll be celebrating our 26th wedding anniversary, and we're really looking forward to it because we've never celebrated an anniversary on a cruise before. I do have some surprises in store that day, and we'll be capping our night off with dinner at Cagney Steakhouse on the ship. But we'll also be in port that day in Juneau, so we'll explore Juneau for a little while and come back and eat at Cagney's that evening, and the rest is none of your business. You know what I mean. Some things are better left on the ship and not for everybody's consumption. But anyway, we're looking forward to our celebrating our anniversary on the ship, and we just know it's going to be a great day for us. 26 years with this lovely lady, and I couldn't ask for anything more. The second aspect of this cruise that we're really looking forward to is the cruise ship itself, the Norwegian Encore. This is our first cruise on Norwegian, another first, and we're especially looking forward to being on the Encore. We really heard great things about it, and of course we've gone online, we read reviews and stuff, but until you're actually on it, you just don't know. We actually have a balcony cabin on deck 12. And one of the other things we're really looking forward to on the cruise is the concept of freestyle cruising. There are a couple of shows on board the Encore we plan to see, Kinky Boots and Choir of Man. I might even give the Encore Speedway a turn. Notice how I did that? Speedway, turn, car, go-kart, never mind. Let's move on. We both love music, and I believe they have a Beatles tribute band on board, and I know we're going to see that because my wife just loves the Beatles. The ship itself is beautiful inside and out, and so we'll spend quite a bit of time exploring the ship, and by the time the cruise is over, we'll know just about every aspect of the Norwegian Encore. I just have no doubt about that. Our cruise will be taking the inside passage from Seattle to Alaska, and we're really excited about the itinerary. From Seattle, we will have a sea day, followed by our first port stop in Juneau, Alaska. We'll be in Juneau about 8.5 hours. That'll be followed by a port stop in Sitka. Sitka was a port change from Skagway, and if you'll remember, Skagway was closed for the rest of the season due to rock slides. So we'll be in port in Sitka approximately 10 hours. After Sitka, we sail to what I think will be my favorite stop, and that's Glacier Bay. I, of course, have never seen a glacier in person, and I think that's going to be a real treat. Also, the fact that we have a balcony cabin, from what I have read, seems to be the perfect viewing place to watch the glaciers. My understanding is the captain turns the ship or rotates the ship so that everybody gets to see, or everybody has really good views of the glacier. So I think for most of the day or forever, whatever the length of time is we're there, we'll be in our cabin on the balcony watching the glaciers. So anyway, that's a stop I'm really most looking forward to on this cruise. But after Glacier Bay, we head to Ketchikan, and we'll be in Ketchikan about 6 hours. followed by our last stop, Victoria, British Columbia. Now, Victoria is actually a late night stop. We don't get there till like 8 o'clock at night, 8 p.m. We'll be there for about 4 hours till about 12 a.m. And I'm not sure really that we're actually going to get off the ship. I've been reading other people's posts about it, and 8 o'clock here is almost dark, so I'm not sure what it is to see there that time of night. But I guess when we get there, we'll see. But that's a late stop. And after Victoria, then we head back to Seattle the next morning. But on this cruise, there's a lot for us to see. We'll have a lot of new experiences. And we just can't wait to get on the ship to start the cruise. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be flying from Dallas to Seattle. And we'll be flying out of one of my favorite airports, Dallas Love Field, home of Southwest Airlines. But we won't be taking Southwest Airlines on this trip. Southwest didn't have any non-stop flights, and I'd rather take a non-stop over 1 or 2 stops any day. But we'll be taking Alaska Airlines, and that's another first for us. We haven't ever flown on Alaska before, but a trip of many first. And I'm really a little anxious about this trip this flight because we don't leave Dallas until 5:30 p.m. Which is a little late, I think. We don't get into Seattle till about 8 o'clock. And my anxiousness comes from the fact that the way flights have been canceled lately, it's more likely to be canceled. A flight is more likely to be canceled in the evening than in the morning. So, that's what I'm a little worried about, but I guess we'll see. They did have one early morning flight out of Dallas Fort Worth International, DFW, but we try to avoid that airport at all costs. We're just not fans of DFW. But I hope I didn't make a mistake by passing that up. So again, I guess we'll see. But it also doesn't give us time in Seattle to do any sightseeing. I'd love to see the Space Needle. Drove by their football stadium and baseball stadium and that type of thing. Go to Pikes Peak, Pikes Peak Marketplace, I think it's called. But we're not going to have any opportunity to do any of that since we get in so late. But the one thing I can say is it's going to be a really long day. Getting up early in the morning, getting ready, getting out to the airport, at a decent time, looking for parking that time of day. I just hope it isn't something that takes us forever to do. But anyway, that's it, I guess, for the flight. I'm just ready to get on and get out, to be honest with you. So anyway, we'll see how that turns out. Our hotel of choice on this trip is the Seattle Marriott Waterfront Hotel. It's actually located directly across the street from the cruise port. So we shouldn't have any issues getting to the ship for our check-in on time. All we'll have time for actually when we get to the hotel that previous night is to eat and sleep. But it will be good to know that that next morning we shouldn't have any problems getting to the pier. So that's something to look forward to. I would also like to give a shout out to a website that I use all the time when it comes to finding cruise port hotels, and it's called Cruise Etc. They have recommendations for cruise port hotels all over the world, and I highly recommend them. I'll actually put a link in the comments of this video so that you can check them out too. Like I said, I highly recommend them, and that's actually how we found the Seattle Waterfront Hotel through that site called Cruise Etc. So the only other thing I like to say about what I just said is that it's not a paid advertisement. I don't get one dime for that. I just really like that website. It's tremendously helpful, and I think you'll find it tremendously helpful as well. So check them out. Last but not least, I'm really looking forward to seeing some wildlife on this cruise. I love to see a whale, some sea lions, bald eagles, bears maybe a wolf. Want to see some salmon swimming upstream, some seals, and whatever else is out there to see. I want to see it all. This is something you really don't get to see, stuff you don't get to see very often, up close and personal in its natural habitat. Normally you're at a zoo or an aquarium or something like that, but this is one rare opportunity when you cruise Alaska to see all of these things up close in their natural habitat, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. So hopefully we'll run across some of these things, or maybe all of these things. I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Well, I guess that's it for now. We'll see you on board, and we'll see how many of these items we actually hit and get to see and get to do. But looking forward to being on board once again, and look forward to our next video on Alaska once we get back. I'll give you everything I got, which is going to be a lot. So stay tuned for our future videos on Destination WBF TV. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next edition of Destination WBF TV. Goodbye. This is Daryl Whitman. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of Destination WVF TV.